So I've had to make this video as fast as I can because it is hot. We're going through a heat wave. Yeah, so it is Ryan from Let's Roleplay for July 31st, 2022. Okay, so check out my Morrowind shirt. Why walk when you can ride? Yes, I do save these shirts for my channel news. My house has been in chaos all week. We just had cleaners come today, Sunday. So we had our entire main floor ripped up and replaced with vinyl. Vinyl flooring. We had the old carpet, which was very worn. I mean, the place is 19 years old, so it's not super old, our home. It's a townhome. Pretty big townhome. It's 1,782 square feet, so 3 floors. So the main floor was all ripped up. Monday, right when the heat wave began, it was brutal. We survived. I was hanging out downstairs on the computer, I mean, it was too hot to even really go out and do much. We did go out, but can't be out all day. All day. Every day. So, yeah, so the old laminate flooring in the kitchen area was torn out, and now it's nice new dark brown vinyl flooring. So, haven't really done that much work. It's Friday. They actually finished twice. They finished on Tuesday. But, yeah, so we thought that'd be an all-week thing till at least Thursday. But Friday, I was able to get on my computer and start making videos again. And Saturday, I did a lot yesterday. I was basically on the computer. I don't know how long I was. From like 9 all the way to... I think it was like 13 hours. Off and on. I took break. I made dinner. I made breakfast. But yeah, long ass day. That's that's making videos and with my my live stream I did, which actually people are really liking my Days Gone live stream. Seems like I'm getting more and more views as time goes on, so it's interesting. So I was able to get a lot done the last 2 days, and let's go on to my current videos that I'm Let's Roleplay videos that I'm putting out. So I'm putting a lot of work into the relationships in Oblivion and Fallout 4, especially Fallout 4, as you'll be seeing the start with episode 87, which came out today. And I pretty much planned this romance for Fallout 4 for the past few years. It will be long and drawn out, and we'll have a bit of ups and downs to go along with it. I just hope I can pull it off well, and that it will be well received. For Oblivion, things are finally heating up between Vilya and Malcolm. Finally. When did I start this? A year and 3 months? I think it was May of last year, so it's now almost, tomorrow's August, so yeah, it's been a while before something really starts. Quite a few people have been asking what's going on about with the romance between Vilya and Malcolm this year, and I found out some things that I was missing. You go to just talk, you and I, and then you go into the you and me, and there's more options there. I had seen it when I first started the game, but I didn't think that there was anything that would be added, because there was... I mean, I went through all her quests and did all her quests, and I guess those things were added along the way. All her quests, as far as I know, are done with helping, get the sister and helping the sister and all the alchemy things, and that crazy thing where I had to get the skull for Inari Hlalu, who then taught Vilya spells. Very interesting stuff. It's a mod, right? So, I mean, I was asking online at the actual website of, I don't remember what it's called, but Emma, the maker of the Vilya mods, she was there. And she does Children of Morrowind and Oblivion. I don't think she had anything to do with Skyrim, because I already had children in there. But I'll see. I'll look that up. I don't think there's a Skyrim one. And I regret not putting in Children of Morrowind in my Morrowind Let's Roleplay. I did play with that before, some years ago, like... it would have been 2013, and it worked great. Like, they had swing sets, and the kids are in the swings, and there's little Dunmer women carrying like babies on their backs and walking around, and then there's pregnant women. It's just, it makes the game seem more realistic with kids and kids that are coming. And but the reason I didn't do that is because when I was modding Morrowind, I was putting a lot of mods in, and I was doing everything I could to stay away from anything that would bug out. Though I learned probably in the last half of my Morrowind Let's Roleplay how to deal with mods that do bug out and get to the heart of how to make them work. And then I didn't even think, I forgot about the Children of Morrowind. I actually did put it into the original mods list for Morrowind, and it did do something like a bug thing came up, and I'm like, I don't want anything to do with that. Because I was trying to get it running right, and it did take me a few weeks to get it working right. I had some real hiccups just getting that started with the graphics mods that I was putting into Morrowind. And that was one that so I just kind of put it aside, and I forgot about it until I came across it again for Children of Oblivion. And that's worked out great. You can even play games with the kids, and they talk to you. Of course, it's just, Emma used her own children, I think she's got a girl and a boy, to voice it. And the voice quality with Emma's mods has never been that great, even though I think with some of the latest versions of her Vilya Oblivion mod, I think that somebody went through the voice lines and cleared a lot of the... cleared it up, because there's like when she talks it just seems overly loud, or there's some kind of background noise, and I guess they reduced the sound and then cleared up some of the background noise. It sounds better than it was apparently, but I didn't play with it. In fact, I mean, I'm just blind playing through the Vilya Oblivion mod. I have never played Vilya in Skyrim with that mod, so it's all new to me. And yes, I do plan to have Vilya in Skyrim. Apparently it's one of the best companion / romance mods there is for Skyrim. And there's 3 versions of Vilya's looks that I have a poll coming up. I believe it's August 24th, my youngest son's birthday, actually. And you get to vote on the 3 versions of Vilya you would like to see most. And whichever wins, of course, I will go with that for Skyrim whenever I get to it. Things are slowed down quite a bit with putting out an hour-long plus video every 2 days. And yeah. I'm doing what I can. It's sometimes a lot of work making these videos, especially when I get stuck or I run into issues with crashing, or like you can make a comic strip mod of me playing Oblivion, play for like 20 minutes, traveling on the horse, crash, trying to get to the place, 2 minutes later crash, get into the place, crash. Like sometimes I go through 20-30 crashes in a day. That's the worst. There's been a few days where I don't even have one crash, and I'm like, oh, that's great. It's wonderful. But typically I get probably 3 to 5 crashes not every video, every 2 videos, because I try to make 2 videos per day when I do make videos, if I'm feeling up to it. Sometimes I'm not, and I just will make one video of whatever it is, Oblivion, Neverwinter Nights, or Fallout 4. Okay, so, yeah, things are heating up between Vilya and Malcolm. And I just found out that there's more. You guys wouldn't know. There's a video coming up. I guess it would be a few weeks from now, but where something is said between them. And apparently it goes in even deeper. So I found that out from somebody on the actual official site. So I was worried that was it. The famous words that you say to each other. And that was it. Because I remember reading a post by Emma saying that her these mods, or I think she was in reference to the Oblivion Vilya mod, I hope so. She was saying it's very, very light, almost Disney-like when it comes to the romance part. But very simple, whatever. I mean, I can add in my own thing to it, so to make it a little bit more adult. Not too adult, but enough. Make it seem like something's actually happening. I can add my own things, editing. The power of editing and adding in music and my voice acting and writing. So, yeah, so between the 2 of them, I really hope I can pull it off. Apparently there's no romance in the Neverwinter Nights main campaign, the Wailing Death, so... And with that character, I didn't really even plan to anyways. If you've been watching him, you'll realize why. And it's nice to play a different character to get away from that. The opposite sex to him is either somebody that works well with him, or something that you just, you visit at a brothel. And that's about as far as it goes with, what's his face? Evaldus Tull. So, yeah, I've noticed with Neverwinter Nights, just terrible wiki. The worst wiki I've ever seen of any role-playing game that I've ever done on my channel. Just terrible. I mean, the main one. I'm sure there's other sources, and I have to go to other sources to find it. But the main wiki, 3/4 of whatever I go there to look up is not there. Usually I have to do online searches for other sites that will tell me what I'm looking for. So there's no reliable central source to help me out with more information on the game. And it's not that I'm stuck, I don't know how to do this part. No, it's more that I'm looking for more information on what to write or what was this person's name or where is this in the story. It's more like orientating myself. It is getting hot in here. I usually have a fan going, but I'm afraid it's like it keeps me cool, but it's an industrial fan, a smallish one. It's like this big metal blades. It cools me right down after a minute, even if I'm really hot. But I'm afraid it's gonna, you'll hear it, so I'll just keep that on. Apparently, last night I had it going, but it was on near the other side of the room, so 10, 12 feet away from here. No one said that they could hear it, but this one where it's situated right now, it's like 5, 6 feet away. It's in the perfect position to blast me from the floor. But yeah, so I'll try to get through this as fast as I can so I don't start sweating. Yeah, so it's a horrible wiki. And it doesn't help, it's also a blind playthrough. There are some things like where I do get stuck within the game once in a while. It happens once in a while. It just happened last time I made videos. Like, it was it's like a lich, level 20 lich, or 18 to 20 lich that I went through. My character is only level 10 or 11. I think it just leveled to 11. That was a hell of a fight. I had to do it like 20 times. So I looked it up, and people are saying, "Oh, this is how you do it. This is how you do it." That didn't really help me. I did get him to near death a couple times. I'm like, "Oh, I just gotta get him just a little bit more," and finally I did get it. So the playthrough you see is Brother Torres. The playthrough you see me doing, it might make it seem like I went through that really easily, but no. And that's another thing that in my videos, things aren't always as easy as they look. The first Mirelurk Queen I fought in Fallout 4, my guy died. I was hitting on my keyboard stim packs, but he was so poisoned that the meter of his health was still going down. Even though I hit like 2 stim packs, it was still going down, and then I just died. There was nothing much I could do about it. And I was gonna make a short video about that, but then I forgot. One of the YouTube shorts, I forgot about it, and that one was deleted in the end, where I did die. But no, I'm not invincible in these games. Oblivion, I haven't really come across too much difficulty, but I'm about to go into the Shivering Isles. Well, I don't know, could be 10 videos away, maybe even more. I'm trying to finish up all the guild quests right now in the main game. Then I go to the Shivering Isles. I already had a video where I encountered the island with the gateway to the Shivering Isles. So I've never been in there. That is completely blind. As soon as I step through there, I have seen a few videos from like Fudge Muppet about, not about how to play, but what a few things that are in there to go along with their lore videos. And but when I walk through, I'm not going to know exactly what to do. I know it's a pretty big place. I'm not sure how big it is compared to the main map and all the quests in there, but it's pretty big. So I am looking forward to that. It's going to be interesting. I know that you can even create your own armor. I think I have a map to it, actually. This is something that I've never even used. I bought this, I've never used it, and I can't use it now. Oh, there's no map. That's all that comes inside here. The Shivering Isles DLC. Nothing. No map. Anyways, I got an in-game map. I think it's split into Mania and Mania's up. The other one is down. So yeah, that should be really interesting. I'm looking forward to that, very much so. But yeah, we'll get to it. So I was hoping maybe to be in Skyrim around now, or almost to be there. But the rate I'm going, it might not even happen until springtime of 2023, unfortunately. Sorry, this sound. This must be coming from upstairs. Almost sounds like something's grinding. Anyways, so where are we? Yeah, the wiki is terrible for Neverwinter Nights, and but you know, I'm getting through it. I'm having fun doing it. My son is making a lot of noise upstairs. Yeah, so the other bit of news is, I hate to do this, but I will be taking the month of August off, all the way up to the first half of September. I have various reasons for this. It's not that I'm actually taking a break at all. I am working on something else for this time. Something outside of my channel. I have also work around the house, got painting and drywall mudding to do. I used to do that. I was a painter for like 5 years. Was it from 2003 to 2008? That was what I did for a living. That's when I met my wife, 2005. That's what I used to do. So I know how to do it. It hasn't been that easy for me to do because of my injury to my spine. It's going to be... I have to take it slow. But that's why I no longer do that kind of work anymore. Otherwise, that's what I would be doing for a living. Spine injury is not something that... I need something, a magic healing, like a cleric to come and heal that spot. But that's just fantasy, so it's not going to happen that way. So, let's see, what else? I should be back in September, up to mid-September, maybe even earlier, but at least around the 15th is my plan. My kids are also going back. Well, here, I think in the States, I'm not sure. You guys go back in August? That's weird. It's really weird. We go back, well, we have a holiday. I think the day after Labor Day in September is when everybody goes back to school here. That's normal. You Americans, August, you're going back in summer. I know September is, most of it's still summer, but it's not in August. That's supposed to be your time off. That's very strange to me. So, where else are we? Yeah, if you really want to support my channel, you don't have to donate or be a member. The least that I would ask of you is please give a like to my videos. It really helps me against the YouTube algorithm. And I've noticed I noticed a lot of people aren't doing that, especially lately in last little while, last few weeks. I have like 1 like and like 95 views on a video. Like, come on, guys. That 1 like might have been from me because I do thumb up my own videos in order to try to combat the algorithm. So, you guys, thumbs up. I make this personally. I do this with just about like probably 95%. I'm not joking. I'm not even making that up. 95% of all the videos, either it's mine or other people that I watch on YouTube, I will give a thumbs up. The only time I won't is if either it's really quick or there's commercials and I was busy listening to it in another room and didn't get to it in time. But that doesn't happen that often. You can do it on your TV. You can give your thumbs up / like on the TV, and that's where I watch most of YouTube's on my TV upstairs. I used to be on the computer watching them, but the second most source would be on my cell phone. So yeah, there's really no excuse. If you want to help me out, support me, that's what you guys need to do. Start giving those videos likes, and just do it automatically. As soon as you start watching a video, hit the like button immediately. Also, it really doesn't hurt to watch those commercials, especially the short commercials. My personal rule is, if I like the channel and want to support them, the commercial is under 3 minutes, I'll let it go. And but that, quite often I'm upstairs, I can do other things, or sometimes I just sit through it and watch, but unless I'm in a hurry, right? So, but watching the short commercials, like I'm talking under 30 seconds, just let them go. Let them go. I get a penny or two for each one of you guys doing that every time. So it all helps. It all adds up. And on a personal level, like I've had this. I'm on Twitter, and I did have someone that came on and got upset with me. I don't think they understood my point of view. So this is a bit complicated, but for people in the know, it's not complicated. So I'm not anti-anyone. When you look at me, I have a mixed-race family. So... I have dealt with a lot of personal issues in my life, and though there's no reason why I would hate people for what they are. And I'm not anti-anyone unless that person or group is actively trying to harm others. So the reason why I oppose the LGBTQ movement is not because I'm anti-gay, but I am anti-groomer. All one has to do is look up gays against grooming on Twitter, and you'll understand. The LGBTQ movement has been hijacked and taken over by an agenda that the vast majority of its members are not in favor of. I cannot be anti-gay or lesbian or even anti-trans. That's a journey for those people to be on, and who am I to question it? That's not even my business. Just don't throw grooming onto little kids, and I'm perfectly fine. And you'll find this line of thought is now becoming increasingly popular. More and more people of every kind are speaking out against it, especially parents, of which I am one. But also gays, lesbians, and trans people are speaking out against it as well. This is a battle within the movement itself. Alright, so I'm very anti-agenda grooming that they're pushing, and big tech, you are also contributing to this. Big tech and all the news corporations out there just despise with all their propaganda and lies, as all they're doing is lying. And they've been caught over and over again for the last 20 years doing it. By just look up the independent journalists, they'll show you the long journey of showing you every day on a daily basis how these propaganda machines are just churning out lies after lies. It's not a difference of opinion, it's objective truth. Things like CNN, MSNBC, the worst of the worst. Lies, lies, lies. So, yes, that's where I stand on that. I am not anti-anyone. I can't possibly be. I mean, I don't even want to go into the journey I've had in my life. It's been a tough one, and I'm sure a lot of people out there have also had their own journeys. So, for me personally, I'm not anti-gay, lesbian, or trans, but I am anti-LGBTQ movement, the movement of it. All right, so let's go on to the Q&A. All right, it is getting hot in here. So we have one person that gave me 4 questions, and they're very good, especially the last question is very good. Usually I get, I always get at least one person asking questions. I think the most I've had was 3 or 4 people asking me a different set of questions. That can go on for quite a while. Really draw out the length of the video, but this is fine. And this is one of the few times that Buck has not asked me questions. I know he normally would, but he admitted last night that he has gotten very sick. So apparently he got the virus, and so I wish you all the best, Buck. Get over that really quick. I think you said, yeah, this is the 2nd time you've gotten that. Really sucks to get sick, really sick, and I know that because I was so sick from mid-January all the way up to mid-March. Some of the sickest I have ever been in my life with. What did I have? Neuritis. The thing where I was getting dizzy and stuff like that. I forget the name of it was. Vestibular neuritis. Yeah. Oh, that first week was the most sick I have ever been in my life. I have a spine injury, and I was suffering from migraines, and I'm sweating right now. Migraines and nausea for like a decade. I was suffering severely from that. I've gotten over a lot of that recently in the last few years. That's why I'm back on my channel. The worst of it is gone. In fact, in this year, I haven't really suffered from it at all. So I'm taking the vitamins and supplements to get rid of that. So it's come a long way. It's really, really helping. And as time goes on, I'm just getting better and better. So, but I still have that injury to my spine, which is, yeah. With moving all the furniture around this last week, today's Sunday, it's the beginning of the next. So, yeah, last week was, it showed me that I'm still very sensitive down there. I mean, I know I can paint, I just have to take it slow. Well, that's going to be fun. So that's part of what I'm going to do in my time off. All right, so let's get to the questions. Marthinius Dvorak. Hope I'm saying that right. You've got a foreign accent above the R. And your first question, have you ever considered playing Elder Scrolls Online? Second question, your favorite Elder Scrolls game? Third question, which Pillars of Eternity part, DLC included, did you like the most? And fourth question, did books have any part in my love for roleplay? Did books help me in some way with roleplaying? Alright, let's get to the first question. Number 1, have you ever considered playing the Elder Scrolls Online? Yes, quite a few times. In fact, my friend had asked me a couple years ago to play with him. I didn't get into it because I was really focused on starting with Morrowind on my channel. And I didn't want to get into another MMO. Although, I did run into somebody. Oh, what game was it? Oh, no. I think it was on my channel. Somebody sent me left a comment that said they played the Elder Scrolls Online for 2 years and never even grouped with anyone. Wow. That's a single player in a vast server of other people. Wow, that's weird. They've never grouped with anyone, so wow. But yes, I have. That I'm gonna leave the Elder Scrolls Online. Not leave for good. I'm going to leave it until the Elder Scrolls has been exhausted on my channel with everything I want to do. Obviously, Skyrim's coming after Oblivion, and then we'll see. It could be the Elder Scrolls Online. But actually, no. I think it will be the Elder Scrolls 6 will be what I focus on. Then maybe the Elder Scrolls Online. And possibly Daggerfall in the Unity mod. Yeah, who knows, by then they could be working on a remake of Arena and Daggerfall. I don't know. And we're talking many years from now, possibly around 2030, or even after that. I'll be in my mid-50s. By the time I get to the Elder Scrolls Online, I almost doubt it would still be up by then. Probably won't be up for... I mean, none of the MMOs last forever. They all shut down at some point. So, yes, I have thought of it, and we'll just leave that for future, because I just don't have time to play everything. Some parts that I see about it and heard about it is pretty good. Other parts... I mean, I think when it first came out, there were some issues. But I think that's pretty much been cleared up now. So, number 2. Your favorite Elder Scrolls game. It could be my favorite game of all time. It's a contest between Skyrim and Fallout 4. But for my favorite Elder Scrolls game, it's definitely Skyrim. Definitely. Without even have to think about it. Number 3. Which Pillars of Eternity part, DLC included, did you like the most? Well, it's a really interesting part. I didn't really enjoy putting the Pillars of Eternity games into Let's Roleplays because of the limited amount of companion interaction. And because it's an isometric game and I didn't mod the hell out of it, I didn't put any mods in it to flesh out the banter between them and relationships. I don't even know if there is one for any of the Pillars of Eternity games. Not like Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. They really went the extra mile for Baldur's Gate 2. So they don't have that in Pillars of Eternity. So I just went with the stock characters, the vanilla game, and it was very limited with how much interaction they put in, especially in the romance in the second game. So, but anyways, but not to say that it didn't have its good parts. My favorite part of the storyline and plot of the Pillars of Eternity series would be the Deadfire, the goal of Aethys, and how I worked out how I would feel about it all along the way up to the end. That was very interesting, and that's something I haven't encountered in any other role-playing game. That's very, very interesting, Aethys. And a god that was anti-god, basically. And I probably overdid it to death and beyond why I felt that way. I think I had probably half a dozen or even a dozen videos, intros where I talked about it. Why I sided with Aethys and why I dislike the gods. So I think it's one of the better aspects concerning the gods in any RPG that I've ever come across. The best, I would say. Though Aethys may have really been, really unique. The other gods didn't seem to be very fleshed out as much as they should be or could be. They seemed quite one-dimensional, for the most part, to me. But Aethys, that was very, very interesting. So, I did my best with those games, and I'm sure it's pretty interesting to watch my Let's Roleplays of them, but to make them, it was painful, especially in the last 20-30 videos of Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. There just was not the character interaction level that I was looking for. It was very, very empty. And I had to make that up at the end video that I did to have my end character story. Painfully empty, and they could have very easily, I could do it. I could write it all up. All you need is a voice actor to come and make the lines. It'll probably take a day. Make it great character interaction. It would have been great. So I don't know what's going on with Obsidian. They need to do better when it comes to character interaction and between your character and them. They really need to work on that. That's the weakest part of Obsidian's games, if you ask me. They have great themes. They can have great themes, great backgrounds, interesting plots, interesting lore. But when it comes to character interaction, it's... And I shouldn't really say that because you know what? Neverwinter Nights 2 was not like that. They had a great character interaction, especially in Mask of the Betrayer. Wow, that blew my mind. They really micro-focused on just a handful of characters that you can bring along with you, especially the romance part. That was probably the best romance that I've ever come across. You even can get married in the end. Yes, I know you can do that in Skyrim, but That's very shallow the way that all. I mean, it's a great ceremony, but after that, there's like nothing. You get a perk if you sleep with your companion, your spouse near you, and that's about it. But yeah, I really think that RPGs need to go more into this interaction and this. The company that does this is going to go a long way. I mean, this is what BioWare's strength was, and it's Obsidian's weakness. Bethesda is ramping up their game in there. You can see that in Fallout 4 with how there was more character to your companions, more backgrounds, and it just seems that they're more interesting. Although it is still shallow, it's still a giant leap compared to Skyrim and before that. Like, there was nothing before that. Before Skyrim, there's nothing. There's nothing. There's no companions in their games. And there is for a very short, limited time, but there's really nothing to them. So Obsidian they've taken a big leap. And I hope with Starfield that the leap goes even further. That these, just like Mass Effect level. I mean, I know the romance isn't particularly fantastic, but there is a lot of interaction. And this is the thing that a lot of these game companies need to learn from BioWare. It's not just talking to your companions along the way. They have a part in the story that you're going on. They have their opinions. You can agree or disagree with them. And they will like or dislike you based upon your choices and things like that. You don't really see that in many other games outside of BioWare. And that was one of BioWare's real strengths, was the companions. I mean, I just have to look at Dragon Age Origins. It's great. It's great. Probably one of the better romances in there. I mean, it's not fantastic. I really think it can go a lot further. I mean, geez, I'm not looking for a digital wife or anything, but it could go further than what it is. What BioWare has done. And I think in the future we will be getting things like that. And it just doesn't have to be romance. It could be a good friend, solid friend that you have with you, that you learn to trust. And, there's a long way to go. But I think the head of the pack there is BioWare, by far, compared to any other RPGs. And I could be wrong. There could be other RPGs that I'm unaware of. I haven't played them all. That are even better than BioWare. But as far as I can see, BioWare does lead the pack. And that's something that they can improve upon. So, I mean, that's spent the other companies and BioWare themselves can even improve upon. Look at BioWare now, though. I don't know if they're going to even last. They just indefinitely canceled the KOTOR Knights of the Old Republic remake. I don't know what's with BioWare. I just hope they can pull it together. Otherwise, I don't know if they're going to last. So, big long answer. I know I went off in a tangent, but I don't mind myself, and I hope you guys don't mind either. Number 4. Did books have any part in my love for role-playing? Did books help me in some way? Well, I did write down quite a bit here. More notes to talk about. So, I mean, it's an interesting question to me. Because my first fantasy novel was... Oh, I brought it out, actually. The keys are on top of it. This one! When I was 15, my mom gave me The Crystal Shard, Forgotten Realms. I think this was my first real... I think I had a Dragonlance book, but it was like not the first start of it, of the storyline. This was the start of it, so I was able to get into it. The Dragonlance game, or book that I got, I tried reading it a few times when I was younger. I just couldn't get into it because they referenced over and over again things that had happened before, and I didn't even know what it was talking about, so I never bothered to collect books in that series. I really got into The Forgotten Realms with R.A. Salvatore. I have literally, I think, 30 books of his, and of Dritz Stewart and his adventures up behind me. I have a few other books from other authors as well, not for the Forgotten Realms. It's not just R.A. Salvatore. So, I was 15, and around the same time I was interested in playing with D&D and friends. With my friends. I even made up my own version of something like D&D when I was around 13 to 14. I can be very creative, as you can see with my videos. Yeah, I did. It's a lot of paperwork, a lot of rules and stuff like that. Basic. Just a very basic game that a 13 to 14-year-old kid would come up with. But I liked it. I enjoyed the challenge. I enjoyed going through it and playing with my friends. Not many. My friends really enjoyed it to the level that I did, of course. But yeah, I did collect the first D&D games before the boxes for the pen and paper. I did, and I lost them around 10 years back, or 13 years ago. But yeah, I did have all four. They went through, beginner, whatever. There's the second level, then the third level, and then the master for the end. I never got past the first box. And so that I did get into it, but I didn't have any friends to really play it with at the time, because we moved when I was around 16, right around the time I got those boxes, and moved, and I didn't really meet friends that were interested in stuff like that. So meet people that were interested in, I should say, or have any friends that were interested in it. So games like the D&D Gold Box series and Eye of the Beholder 2 are what I got into with my computer around age 16, and I kind of left the pen and paper and part behind. And after that, it wasn't until I was around 30 that I started seeking out local Dungeons and Dragons groups to go play with pen and paper games, the pen and paper game with them. So I played in that for several years, but I kept up reading books the entire way, and I'm still doing that. I just bought and read through the entire Witcher series late 2020, early 2021. And I plan to get the Wheel of Time books as well, which I have not read before. I've heard good things, though. I know the show was really blasted on Prime, but Amazon didn't do a very good job of it. But whatever. The books are supposed to be good, and that's where I'll pick those up. So, to be honest, I think all of that just gave me a good background and understanding of fantasy worlds and how they work. Where I really learned how to be in character was in the massively multiplayer online games. Like Warhammer Online, that's the biggest one for me, in my own personal history. I joined a role-playing guild, a dedicated role-playing hardcore, that's what they would call role-playing guild, which was always in character unless you use, 2 brackets and in guild chat or whatever chat. But yeah, so it was pretty hardcore. Wow. I'll talk about it a little bit. But before that, I was in a role-playing guild that was kind of my first one was role-playing light. It was in EverQuest back in 99, early 2000. And then I found a group of people in World of Warcraft who really liked to role-play in character. And I learned the basic rules of how to do it through them. Though that was brief, a few months for me. It did teach me a lot of what the rules were. So when I found that guild in Warhammer Online, it was an easy fit for me. And I understood how it all worked. However, I didn't see the cutthroat politics in that guild, and the guildmaster really fostered that, had competing houses, people trying to outdo each other. Your character can get killed, and you can't play it within the guild anymore. You can come up with another character. You're not booted from the guild, but that character is dead if you do die. For some role-playing choice. So you do have to watch what you're doing. Yeah, as I said, very cutthroat. I mean, I remember after a few months, we had a new house that sprung up with a small group of people that just joined the guild, and they were very competitive, trying to gain the guildmaster's favor over the others, trying to even, and it went beyond just, sorry, it's my alarm for my son. It went beyond just roleplay. Some of it did feel a little personal, because it was, a lot of head games. That's what happens when you join an evil. Because it was Dark Elf. It was an evil guild. But I learned a lot. And I learned how to survive in something like that. It's very exciting at times. It can be, the role-playing. And half the guild was role-playing where they're screwing the other half. But or they're screwing each other. The other half took it less that far. I didn't even realize this until I quite a while into it, how how much of that was going on. But but the politics was very, very interesting, and you're always watching your back, trying to make alliances and not knowing if you can trust the people. So that was my deep dive into role playing, and I was in that guild for over a year. And taught me so much about just getting your head completely into that character. I think that's where it really developed for me. So anyways, I mean, that's my history of role-playing, really. There's a lot of exciting stuff there. I'll always remember my time in Warhammer. The game shut down like 6 months after I left it. My son was born. I just didn't have time after that. So, yeah, and then like 6 months later, or maybe less than a year later, they Warhammer Online, they shut it down. So like I said, MMOs don't last forever. But, oh no, EverQuest is still running. Warhammer Online shut down. What was the one that was before that from that company? They also shut that down. I think Dark Age of Camelot, I believe they shut that down. And it's just, eventually it happens to all of them. So anyways, that's the end of the Q&A. Let's get into the end of this. Now, if you would like to help me out and support Let's Roleplay, you can donate at my Patreon account or become a member of my channel, which also comes with perks. Just click on the join video to watch what I put together and what you as a member will get. There's also a new thing that they put out just this year, I think, where you can actually donate per video whatever amount you want. Feel free, like you should be able to easily see it per video. Feel free to do whatever you want. That all helps me survive. Because I'm not making much money off this per video. Pennies to a few dollars at best. If you average it all out, maybe less than $1 per video. It's actually been kind of ridiculous, YouTube and your stupid algorithm. So Patreon actually gives me 80% of the money given, whereas YouTube gives me 70%. However, you do get perks with YouTube. So I mean, if you're going to help out, something for you to keep in mind. I'm actually quite active on Twitter. I post several times a day. I try to stay out of politics, but it seems pretty difficult lately because politics is everywhere, including video games. They've become increasingly politicized. So I've read that art is politics, which I guess to a certain extent is true. I know I said this in the last video. But yeah, I'm not going to make this channel focused on politics, so it's focused on being in character and let's role-playing. So don't worry about it. If you do see things of me on Twitter posting that are about politics, I mean, that's just my opinion. Feel free to disagree with it if you want, but anyways, I think we'll let it go there. I am a moderate, which I think is a pretty common place to be, especially on YouTube. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.